Namaste everyone and welcome back again to this yoga session. We're in the middle of the holidays, so I felt like in between Christmas and New Year's Eve, it might be good to do a little yin yoga practice that focuses on the intestines, so on the meridians of the intestines. So within this practice, we're gonna stimulate our intestines a bit because I feel like within these holidays, it's always a bit hard to stick to our specific diet, to stick to healthy food, which is also perfectly fine. But to those of you who might experience digestive issues, it might be good to get the bowels a bit moving and to be prepared for the next holiday, which is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So for this practice, you'll be needing one or two blocks and maybe a strap or like a blanket. Whatever you have is perfectly fine. Normally there's always like a blanket around, especially in these cold days. I also have to tell, normally we always try to do the yin yoga in the evening, but this time I'm doing it in the morning because it's good to do before you had food inside of your body. So it's always good to do on an empty stomach. Also in the evening, it doesn't really matter, but this particular yoga session is good to do in the morning or in the evening. Otherwise, I would normally do it in the evening. Well, yin yoga, of course. So without further ado, let's just start and get into thunderbolt position. So to get into thunderbolt position, you might want to need a couple of blocks, especially because we're gonna also do some meditation in here. We're gonna focus on our breath. So it might be good to take a block. We will sit on our heels, and for some people it might be a bit of a, yeah, you might feel a bit of a strain in the knees, so it might be nice to take a block, put it in between your feet and sit on that block. To be really honest, I'm a bit taller, I have a bit more muscles, let's call them muscles, on my upper leg, so it's harder for me to sit on just one block, so I take my second block and then I sit on it. This is a great position, by the way, if you're having a big meal, if you had a big meal to sit in, because it regulates your posture, so it makes that your spine is straight, that your shoulders are a bit backwards, and it just stimulates the natural position of your body, which makes it perfect to do after a big meal, just to make sure that the gravity will be helping you digest all the food. Alright, if you find a comfortable position for you, you can close your eyes. And we're just going to focus on our breathing for a second. So in this position, we're just going to observe the breath, and we're going to make it a little bit deeper. So the first step is that we're going to make an observation of how we are breathing. If you feel any strain in the body, and then we're going to make sure in the next step that we're breathing from our belly, taking big inhales and exhales. And that's in general how you want to breathe during this entire practice. So then if you want, you can bring your hands in front of your chest. Keep your eyes closed for just a second. Bring your chin to your chest. If you want, you can put an intention here, so you can decide to dedicate this yoga practice to something you want to achieve in your life, to maybe tell yourself that you want to eat healthier, which is gonna be in line with our digestive yoga session. And when you've made that very clear to yourself, you can open your eyes gently and raise your head up again. From here, we're gonna go into cow face pose, but not completely. We're not gonna do the leg parts, we're just gonna do the hands parts to open the chest, to make sure that we have a good position, a good posture for our digestive system to work properly, to make sure that everything passes the correct channels, let's just say. So to do this, we're gonna raise our left arm. Oh, and my hand is out of the picture, but that doesn't matter because we're gonna drop our arm on our back, and then we're gonna bring our right arm towards our back as well. And now you see that you have your right hand with the back on your spine, and the other hand with your with the palm of the hand on the spine as well. And here you can reach towards your fingers and grab your fingers, open that left shoulder. And if you want, if you feel that you can't grab your fingers, no worries, we can take our strap, we can do the same, we can put our strap into our left hand, and whoop, and then we can walk both of our hands up until we get in the most comfortable position for us. And then we're gonna close our eyes and we're gonna sit here for 2 minutes. So again, focus on the breath and make sure you're having deep inhales and exhales through the belly. Alright, very good. So the 2 minutes have passed. So we're gonna gently release the strap or our fingers. We're gonna bring our arms to the front again. Maybe you can shake your shoulders just a little bit to loosen them up again. And then we're gonna continue to Garuda arms, so eagle arms in this seated position. So to do our Garuda arms, we're gonna bring both arms in front of us, and then we're gonna put the left arm on top of the right arm. We're gonna bring both arms together, and we're gonna wrap both arms around each other. And then in here, we can see like the ideal position would be to touch both hands together If that's not possible, if you don't find that openness in the shoulders just yet, don't worry, you can also put the back of the hands towards each other as well. That's also a perfectly fine option here. And again, we're gonna be here for 2 minutes. This position is more focused on the meridians because we're now touching certain points in our arms that stimulate those meridians. Also, this is not just for the intestines, there are many more meridians that you're touching now, so it's good for a lot of things. So, once in a while, it's nice to go into eagle arms. And then again, we're gonna close our eyes and we're gonna be here for 2 minutes. And then on the next exhale, we're gonna release the arms again. You can open your eyes a little bit if you want. Again, we're gonna shake our shoulders just a little bit just to make sure that we're not gonna be really stiff the next morning. And of course, we've done now the left side. We also need to do the other side, our right side. So now we're gonna raise our right arm. Our left arm goes towards back. We're putting the back of our left arm on our spine, and the palm of our right hand goes on top of our spine as well. And we're gonna reach for our fingers. And as well here, you can see what's the best option for you. You can go with the strap that's now behind me, or you can decide to take your fingers. Also, I didn't really explain it, but you can also do it with a blanket. So if you don't have a strap, you can just put your blanket in between your hands and open up your shoulders. So again, we're gonna be here for 2 minutes. So gently close your eyes and deeply breathe into your belly. And then on the exhale, we release again. Again, we're gonna shake our shoulders a bit. Maybe you can also do some shoulder rolls if you want. And then we're gonna go back into Garuda pose, Garuda arms. So we're gonna bring our arms front, right arm on top of the left arm, and then we're gonna wrap our hands, arms around each other, and we're gonna keep our hands on our face. And another option here is like, so you have the back of the hands, the front of the hands. In this position, it's also possible to look at your hands, to gaze at them, to create some focus. So if you sometimes feel that you're out of focus, this is a really good exercise to do as well. We're now focusing on the digestive system, so it's also fine to close your eyes and take that focus inside of yourself, inside of your belly, which is also what we try to do with breathing to our belly as well. So we'll see you in 2 minutes. And next exhale, release the arms again. Last time we're gonna shake our shoulders a little bit. Yeah, that's it. And then we're gonna go into a tabletop position from here. And then when we're in tabletop, so in general, our knees are right underneath our hips, and then our hands are underneath our shoulders, straighten spine, and then we're going to go into a melting heart. And you have a couple of options here. So what you can do is you can bring your hands to the front, bring your chest towards the mat, and stay here if you want. If this is already enough for you, then that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you can stay here for 3 minutes. If you want to go deeper, you can put the chest onto the mat and your chin on the mat, or your forehead on the mat. If you want to go even deeper, you can tuck your shirt in. You can put both blocks. Okay, I misplaced my other block, but that's okay. I'm just gonna show you. Make sure you have two blocks of the same size. These are a different size, so I'm not gonna go into this position to make sure that I'm not gonna get out of balance, which is what we don't want to do with yoga. Then you can put your elbows on your blocks, bring your chest towards the mat, and bring your hands together above your head here. As I mentioned, I'm not gonna do this one because my other block is gone somehow. I will find it at some point. So I will go bring my chest and chin towards the mat. We're gonna close our eyes and then we're gonna be here for the next 3 minutes. Alright, very good guys. And then from here, we're gonna go onto our belly. So whatever way you wanna go on your belly, it's all fine. There's no particular way to transition from this pose onto your belly. You can slide onto your belly and then bring your hands forward. You can go into tabletop and then go onto the mat. It's all up to you what makes you feel more comfortable. And then in this position, we're gonna go into open wings pose. So we're gonna put our arms in one line with each other. For now, I'm gonna put my right cheek onto the mat. Then I'm gonna bring my left hand next to my chest and I'm gonna push myself onto the side of my body. So the arm doesn't move, so now you're on your shoulder, so on your right shoulder. And there are a couple of options here, so you can stay here if you want. You can also put your foot into the mat right in front of you, so about right in front of your hip, and put your left hand onto the mat. If you don't want to go too deep, if you feel like you can go a lot deeper, you can bring your left foot backwards and stay here. You can also leave the hand here, or for the last option, you can bring your hand to your back and give yourself a very good shoulder opener as well. We're gonna be here 2 minutes, so see you then. On the exhale, in whatever position you are, you're gonna put your left hand or arm back onto the mat in one line with your body. Your left leg also comes into the position again, and then we're gonna immediately switch sides. So now we're gonna put our cheek on our left cheek on our mat. Sorry, we're gonna put our right arm, right hand into the mat, and then we're gonna come onto our left side. And same options here. You can bring the foot to the front, hand to the front, or foot to the back. And if you want, you can bring your right arm to your back as well. And then again, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. Exhale, we're gonna come back to the middle. Now we're gonna bring our hands in front of us, our feet wide, very wide, even wider than hip width. The inside of the feet are coming onto the mat for crocodile pose. This is not really gonna help you with your digestive system, but the thing is, like we've done a couple of, we've done one heart opener, and after a heart opener, it's always good to do a counter pose, which is crocodile. And then you can choose to put a cheek on your hands, your forehead on your hands, or your chin on your hands. We're gonna be here for just 1 minute, so don't worry, you don't have to find the perfect position. It just opens up the spine, it opens up the hips a little bit as well, and really relaxes your lower back. Alright, great. And then from here, we're gonna go onto our back. So we're gonna turn ourselves around in your most grateful way that you can. Getting the hair out of my face. We're not gonna go into Shavasana just yet, so don't get too comfortable just yet. We're gonna first go into Bananasana or banana pose. So what you normally wanna have, and I can't really do it here, is because of my wall, is you're gonna raise your arms over your head. You're gonna put them straight up. As you can see, it's not possible for me, but I think you get the picture. Bring your feet together. Also, if you're in the same position as I am and you're blocked by a wall, you can just put your hands onto your elbows, which is also perfectly fine as well. And then we're gonna walk with our heels and our shoulders to the right side. So try to do it kind of simultaneously to make sure that you're ending up at more or less the same position with your elbows and your heels. And then we're gonna stay here for 2 minutes on each side. So close your eyes and then focus on your breathing. And then inhale. I'm gonna walk back to the middle, and straight away we're gonna go to our left side. And also here, make sure that you walk kind of simultaneously with your upper body as with your lower body. And then relax and focus on your breathing for the next 2 minutes. Next inhale, walk back to the center. And exhale, release your arms and hands. And then you can go into Shavasana. So you can bring your hands with the back of the hands onto your mat or floor, the feet hip width apart, and the feet just fall to the outside, just completely relaxed. And you can close your eyes, and I will see you in about a couple of minutes when we're getting ready again to start the rest of our day or to finish our day, whatever, whenever you are doing this practice. And when you are ready, you can bring back little movements into your body, in your fingers and your toes. In your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs. If you want, you can stretch yourself completely on your own pace. You can come onto the right side of your body. Make sure that you keep your eyes closed for just a couple more minutes or 1 more minute even. And from here, you can push yourself up again into a seated position. You can bring your hands in front of your chest, then lower your chin to your chest. Open your eyes again and raise your chin again. Alright, that was it again for this session. Whatever year it is you're watching, whether it's 2020 or 2021, I wish you happy holidays. I hope this little sequence helped you to pass everything of the old year and to transition into the new year. So I wish you happy holidays and see you in the next year. Namaste.